Hey guys, thanks for tuning into the channel. So on today's episode, we're going to be taking our 2026 KLX 300, done a lot of mods to it. It's almost through break-in. We're going to take it out and ride it and see how those mods worked out for us. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Dual Sport YT. So today we're going to be focusing on the KLX 300. The 2026, we've got about 400 something miles on it, so it's getting close to break-in. We've done a ton of upgrades to it. We're going to take it out and ride it and just tell you our overall thoughts about what we spent and how we feel like that did for the bike. So today we're showing you our three bikes that we have on the channel currently, and that's our 2025 CRF 300L Rally, our KLX 300, and we have the GPX FSE 300R. In some states, this is not going to be a true dual sport simply because you can't plate it, but in most states you can. One of the things we're going to do today while we're riding is we're going to talk about the upgrades and everything we did to the bike, but we also need you guys' help because we're about to buy in the next probably couple days. We're going to be buying a different bike for the channel. Now, we try to stay everything dual sport, but so far, we've had the Ibex 450. We've had it reviewed on the channel, and we had it for 4 or 5 months. We had the Suzuki DRZ 4S, and we did the same with it. Neither one of those are still with us. So it's time for us to purchase something else. So what we want to do is we're going to show you guys a few bikes, and we want your thoughts and impressions on which way the channel ought to go, which way we ought to go. Right now, all of our bikes are kind of the ease of maintenance, you know, long between oil changes, very little things you have to do to them, just ride and enjoy them. And I think the next 3 or so that I'm going to give you to pick from, those are going to be a little bit more maintenance intensive, not horrible, but we're going to move over to that section for a little bit because there's a lot of different ways people like to ride dual sport. All right, so let's get this thing to the trails and see how it works. We're at Grand River Motorsports Park today. We thought we'd bring you down by the river. And today we're on the KLX 300. This is a 2026 model. And we wanted to talk to you guys about the mods we did to the bike. Now the bike right now has 429 miles on it. We did change the oil on this bike at 100 miles. And we're going to go back at 600 and change it again. That may seem like overkill, but I'm just a big proponent of getting the initial oil out of the crankcase. And after the 600 mile, we will then adhere to the standard protocol from Kawasaki. Now we put a lot of stuff on this bike, a lot of mods. And one of the things we ordered was rim locks. And they still has yet to come in. So we're still running probably more air pressure than we really want to out here. It's a lot of sand. So we're not gonna go crazy on this. Plus we're still in break-in. And we do adhere to the manufacturer's break-in rules on all these bikes. This one has about 180 miles left, and we can get that oil changed again, and then we'll be through the break-in period. So on this bike, what we did is we started out with Tusk D-Sport tires, and we've used them a couple times before on a couple of different bikes, and we just went back with them because we're familiar with them, and they actually work really well, especially for the price point. We came in and changed the bars out. This particular bike has Tusk fat bars on it, Chubb bars, and it has Tusk handguards, And then went with ODI grips on this to match the color up and to give us a little bit more grip and get rid of those unbelievable things that they send you from the factory for hand grips. We got in touch with Best Dual Sport Bikes, and we got their ECU flash for this bike and put it in. We also got their airbox cover, and we got their O2 delete. And after checking some of the stats on this bike, we just went with the Yoshi RS2 slip-on, because the way this bike is, you're not getting a lot by running a full exhaust. And the one thing I could tell you, without trying to sell you anything, this bike is night and day from where we got it. When we got it, I was like, maybe as a commuter, back and forth to work. But I really didn't see it doing much else with the tires and the way that Kawasaki restricts it for emissions. It's just governed down to nothing. But now, with those mods, this bike feels so much better. It's a much better commuter and a much better bike on the trails. And honestly, I think with the price point of this bike, if this bike kind of came in this configuration from the factory, this might be one of the best dual sports on the market, simply because of its price point, and it gives you plenty of power for normal standard riding. Once these mods are done, it makes this bike so much more enjoyable to ride. If you watched the first of the video, we were talking about a new bike, and we are about to get us a different bike for the channel because we've gotten rid of our DRZ4S. We've already ran through it, and we got rid of the Ibex 450. We've already went through that cycle. So what we've been buying so far is bikes that once you get through break-in, they're very easy to maintain, long service intervals, and just very dependable bikes. And that's great for most people. But then there are a bunch of people that really like more performance-oriented bikes. And usually there's a trade-off when you get a performance-oriented bike, whether it be dual sport or just off-road, just from the maintenance and some of the stuff you may run into on those. They are suited to be out here way more than these bikes, but our first few videos, we pretty much was just showing you for less than those bikes, you can get these bikes and kind of make you, 80-85% of those bikes out here, and then still have something that's, fairly decent on the road. So for right now, we're going to be looking at 3 different bikes. We're going to be looking at the Husqvarna FE 350S, which is a dual sport. We're going to be looking at the Gas 350 dual sport, and the old reliable Honda 450 RL. And those are the 3 bikes we've kind of got to choose from for our next segments. In between those 3, we're going to pick one of those and purchase it, and then we're going to start a long-term review. Not only just like we've done these, purchase it and then do some mods to it, keep it a few months and sell it, but the one that we do pick will be more of a long-term project. We're going to mod it. We're going to see how good it is out of the factory, and then we're going to mod it and see how good we can make it. Right now, I don't have a favorite. The way things are working, I can pretty much get any one of those 3 right around the same money. With that being the case, if you got a comment, if you got a preference in those 3, the Husky 350 dual sport, the Gas 350 dual sport, and the Honda 450 RL, please put it in the comments and tell us what you think. We've got to be making a decision the next day or 2. So yeah, that will be our next bike, and that will be more of a long-term project. As different bikes come out, and hit the market, we'll still be doing these projects also. So in the comments, man, if you would, make sure you go in there and leave us a message. Leave us a comment on which one of those three, the Husky, the Gas, or the Honda, what you think would be better for the channel, what you'd want to see more of a long-term on. And we're going to get that taken care of. So, in summation, on the Kawasaki, it would be way better if we had rim locks that could take some of the air out of these tires. But since we don't, we're just going to do it the way it is. This bike's about $5,400 to $5,600 from the factory. And, you know, you probably got to figure about $1,000 to get it out of the dealership, somewhere in that area, maybe a little bit more. But I think for the money that you spend on this bike, I really don't see how you beat this bike. In its stock form, yes, it leaves a lot to be desired, but Kawasaki really has this corked up. Ours was a little over $1,000 to get this set up on it, but you could get this set up if you didn't go with the Yoshi for under $1,000, probably $700-800. And you got a totally different machine, and you got a machine that'll last you for a really long time, long service intervals. And I just think it's a really good buy for that money. So like I said, we got about 170 miles to go, and we can really get in this thing and play. And I'm very impressed with it in its current state for the amount of money we've got tied up in it. Okay guys, hope you guys enjoyed our series on the KLX 300. This is a 2026 model. Real quick, we'll go back over it. It has Tusk D-Sport tires on it. We do have the full ECU flash from Best Dual Sport Bikes. We have their airbox lid, which gives this bike a ton more air. We have their O2 Delete. We have Tusk Chubb bars on this, and I did go with the CR highs because I love the bend of those bars. We put about a 3/4 inch riser on this bar to get these bars up a little bit. You can't really go much higher than that unless you change the cables. We put Tusk handguards on this bike, and this bike just came out really good on a budget. So if you're out there and you're thinking about getting one of these, and you've seen the reviews that say it's kind of lackluster, it is from the factory. But I tell you what, you know, you put $800-900 in this, and you don't have to get that Yoshi that we put on there. You can pretty much get any pipe, and it's going to give it that boost. But this bike is super fun to ride, a fantastic commuter. And when we get our rim locks on, where we can lower the pressure on these tires, playing around out here in this sand is going to be much better. Man, we really appreciate you guys being around the channel, and make sure not to forget on our 3 bikes that we got to choose from to buy here in the next couple days. Make sure you comment, let us know what you think. What would you rather see on the long-term review? The Husky 350 Dual Sport, the Gas 350 Dual Sport, or the Honda 450 RL. Thanks so much for being around the channel, man. Like and subscribe if you can. Share this content out. It really helps the channel. And we'll see you guys next time on Dual Sport YT.